What's up, everybody? Rob here. Thank you so much for tuning in. So let's just get right into it. I've been losing a lot of respect for some of my favorite YouTubers are even starting to do this, where they're making this clickbait. I'm sure you've seen it because we're all in the finance sector here, and I'm sure you can kind of take a guess on who I'm referring to. But they're making these clickbait videos about the stimulus package update, that's all I've been seeing. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm going, how backwards is this? Americans are struggling and YouTubers are using this as clickbait. So here's my one video on the stimulus package, and I'm going to cut out all the he said this, and the Republicans said that, and the Democrats said, I'm going to cut all of that out and just tell it like it is. So this is the real stimulus package update, the stuff that nobody seems to be talking about. I've contemplated making this video because it's a very, very touchy subject, and I'm taking a risk right now by putting this out there, but I feel like it has to be said. If nobody's going to say it, somebody's got to say it. Before I get into this, I want to say I know that this is an extremely touchy subject. I know there are Americans out there suffering. I know how badly a stimulus package seems to be needed out there. And I'm sure there are people that will really benefit from another $1,200 or another bit of money coming in to help them right now. Don't get me wrong. I understand it. I really do get it. But I want to go over the consequences here. I want to go over what will happen in the future because of this, and because of the misappropriation of this money. So I think people can take a wild guess on my opinion of the situation here. So the first thing I want to say is, when you get your $1,200 check, where did you go to deposit that check? You went to the commercial bank, or you did a mobile deposit or whatever, and it went into your commercial bank, which is Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, wherever your commercial bank is, it went to them. Now, the interest rates are at 0. So when the stimulus package dropped, all of that money went right back into the commercial banks, who are buddy-buddy with the Fed. The Fed prints money, sure, but the commercial banks multiply that money indefinitely. They used to have to keep 10% of it in a vault. So if you gave them 100, they would have to actually keep $10 of it and go, okay, well, we can loan out 90 on their 100. So Rob gives them a grand. They used to have to keep 100 of my grand and then loan out the other 900. And they could do that basically 10 times, because that's the maximum that you can do, which is still ridiculous to be able to leverage other people's money by 10x. Absolutely ridiculous. But then when the rates get dropped to 0, and now they're saying the rates are going to stay that way until, 2023 now they're saying? That means that they can indefinitely print money, indefinitely give loans out on other people's money coming in. Everybody's talking about shorting Bitcoin, or shorting, Tesla, or shorting, this and that. And it's like, are you guys looking at commercial banks right now? The interest rates are at 0. They can give away unlimited loans. It's insanity. That would be what you want to short, wouldn't it? But what does that create? What does that system create? That $1,200 check, it might have eased you over for a month. Shoot, it might even help 2 months. Depends on what your living expenses are. But I'll tell you what, over here in California, $1,200 isn't going to get you very far, and I know you feel that when I say that. The truth is, before that $1,200 got into our hands as citizens, it got funneled away from the top of it, and then slowly went from this big, big pile of trillions of dollars to chink, 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 down to $1,200 per person like that. Now, if that all of the money went directly into your pocket, it would be a much, much larger sum than $1,200. The larger the government gets, the more money it eats up, the more this machine needs to feed itself. Am I a fan of the stimulus package? No. It's very, very hard for me to say that. And I know there could be a lot of backlash from me saying that, but I know how much it's going to damage you in the future. But the problem is that it's too late. That's the problem. The problem is it's too late. The can has already been kicked down the road. The way I like to describe where we are in our country as a currency, as our money, what we are using as a medium to run the entire economy, it's like our dollar is a race car. And I've used this analogy if you watch my videos in the past. Our economy and our dollar is this race car. Let's call it a Lambo. This Lambo is driving pedal to the metal. Almost pedal. Let's say it's going almost pedal to the metal. The driver of this Lambo has been informed, hey, there is 100% a cliff in front of you. 100% there's a cliff in front of you. Just want to let you know that. And by the way, you can't slow down. And so you're the driver of this car. And let's call that the driver of this car. I don't know. Let's call him Jerome Powell. I'm just going to random name off the top of my head. We'll just call him Jerome Powell. He gets told this information. Okay, so there's for sure a cliff. Yes, there's absolutely a cliff, Jerome. Interesting. Well, let's go faster. Pedal to the metal now. That's the only difference. That's the only thing that has changed from where we were 5 years ago to where we are now. The car is just going faster towards this cliff. And they're printing more and more and more money. And what's the problem with all of this money printing is it gets misappropriated. It gets funneled and funneled away before it actually gets to the people that need it. And if we had a beautiful system where people actually did the right thing, and the money actually, all of the money actually went to the citizens, and it didn't get funneled away, then we might have a system that would have been much more beneficial here. But the problem is you're taking $1,200 in your front pocket, and you're burning your future money out of your back pocket. That's what's really happening. Because the more money that gets printed, the more the cost of everything else will go up and the more the dollars get devalued. What just happened with the dollar index today? It fell under 90 for the first time in, I want to say, 7 years, 8 years? We didn't see the dollar become so diluted. The dollar index rather get dropped. It's more diluted than ever before, but we didn't see the dollar get dropped under 90 since, the recovery after 2007. Everybody's looking at the stock market. Oh, the Dow's over 30,000. Things are great. No, the medium that we are using to buy the stocks is diluted. And if you don't believe me, look at the dollar index. That's basically other countries saying, hey, we don't really value your dollar as much as before. We valued it more than that. We might have even valued it more back in the day. There was times where it was over 100. But now we're under 90. And that break under 90 was with conviction. It fell by 44 cents, almost 50 cents on the daily. I don't know if it's recovered. I have to look at my phone. But last time I checked today, it had fallen. And to see it fall under 90, that's pretty heavy. Let's see. Right now it's sitting right at just under 90. So what that tells me is our dollars are extremely diluted. And what will another stimulus package do? Well, the larger the government gets, the more money gets misappropriated. That's how I genuinely feel. And I do embrace the philosophies of the Libertarian Party. So if I was everybody wants to put a label on them, and a lot of people think of me as like some conservative or like super right side or whatever. I would say that I lean libertarian. I don't really want to label myself as it, but I lean with the idea of a smaller government and the people have more power. That would be how you really solve problems. The larger and larger it gets, the more money that gets misappropriated. So when I see these other YouTubers out here talking about a stimulus package update, they're basically looking at the country, the citizens that are struggling and going, I'm going to make some money off of you and your struggles. That's basically what's happening. They're not telling you the truth that taking this stimulus package money, which is going to happen, it's inevitable, it's happening. They're not telling you that what's going to happen here is you need to take that money and use it to better yourself. And I mean, a lot of people are just going to need it for food and rent and everything. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck. But I would rather at least drop some knowledge on you so you know how to actually maneuver in this environment, so that you know how to build a business, or you know how to structure your finances in a way where you're protected. That's what I want to do by making this video. I want to be the one person that doesn't just say some information about the different Republican Party and the Democrat Party and all of this different hoopla back and forth. And Pelosi said this and that person said that. I'm not going to be that guy. I refuse to be that guy. I would rather just tell you that this in the future is going to be felt in the back of our pockets. We're taking in the money in the front pocket. We're losing it in the back pocket from inflation and from the devaluation of our currency. We're losing respect among the other countries for our currency right now. That's what the dollar index is. I'm going to make another video about the dollar index and my ultimate thesis on what I think will happen regarding silver, gold, platinum, and Bitcoin and all the places that I believe in my next video, or it might be the one before this one. I don't know which one I'm going to drop first. But I wanted to put this video out there because it's more of a warning that this money it's getting multiplied by the commercial banks. At a 0% interest rate, the banks can give out unlimited loans here. Fractional reserve banking used to be 10%. It's no longer there anymore. That's the main point I want to drive home in this video. And now they're giving loans out on this money that's been printed from the Fed, gets multiplied by, it used to be 10x. Now it's unlimited X. It's unlimited. So people talk about, oh, we've printed $10 trillion. No, they've printed hundreds of trillions of dollars. It got multiplied by the commercial banks. And we don't really know their financial position right now. Look at Wells Fargo. Does Wells Fargo look like a good stock right now? Do you want to own Wells Fargo? No, it looks like it's on the verge of bankruptcy. That's what it really looks like. The reason for that is they've been giving out a lot of loans. And a lot of people are struggling. They might not be able to pay those loans back. I'd be willing to wager that a lot of them won't be able to pay these loans back because their businesses have been shut down. The middle class is struggling right now. So is a stimulus package going to solve our problems? No. It's putting a Band-Aid on a puncture wound. It's like, no, I need stitches. I need stitches. You know, it's not okay. I'm not okay right now. My business is struggling. We're all shut down right now. It's not okay. This $1,200 is not going to cut it. And the fact that it gets stripped away. And the last thing I want to talk about is the fact that last time we were struggling as a country was 2007 when the stock market collapsed. And what did we do back then? What did we do back then? Bank of America and all of those wealthy executives at Bank of America and all their traders making millions and millions of dollars. Hedge fund, billionaires, right? What did they do in 2007? They declared bankruptcy. But we couldn't allow them to go bankrupt, right? Because people would lose their money. And most people don't realize anything over $250,000 is not insured by the government. It's not FDIC insured. So what did we do? What did the government do? No, they didn't pay that FDIC insured. This is a mind explosion. I'm supposed to try to not curse. This is a mind explosion where you realize, you go, wait, you guys down there failed at the bank. You gave out too many loans. People defaulted. They couldn't pay their bills. They couldn't pay these loans. You went bankrupt. And the government, is supposed to be FDIC insured money. This is, what do they do in that situation? They go back to the citizens they were supposed to protect and go, hey, we backed out the bank and they messed up and they went bankrupt and we said they were insured for $250,000 and we don't really want to pick up the tab. So we're going to look to you to bail them out. So here's your bailout money, Bank of America. The taxpayers are going to take care of it. We don't care that you ran the company like crap. We don't care. Make the taxpayers pay for it. Make the citizens pay for your problems, Bank of America. How sickening. How sickening. The ones who are multiplying the money, the reason why our money is diluted, and this is why it irks me much more so than the GM situation. And that irks me a lot, bailing out GM. They should have let them fail. That's the biggest problem, is that we're not letting companies fail. This situation that we're in now is quite a bit different than 2007. But still, if the banks fail, you got to let the banks fail. It's their fault. It's their fault. They gave out bad loans. If we get in another situation like this, which I'm betting is happening, looking at Wells Fargo and looking at the other ones, they're going to, again, look at the citizens and go, okay, well, the citizens are going to bail you out and increase the deficit here. We're going to use out the citizens' money to bail you out, banks. So do we need a stimulus? Is a stimulus really going to help us? I would rather teach Americans how to build businesses online, how to do whatever it is to actually improve their life, not putting a Band-Aid on a puncture wound, not giving them this temporary, month fixed. Because the more money that we take from them, another puppet string gets attached to our shoulder, another one and another one and another. And before you know it, there's this huge pile of debt that's owed to them with our money as citizens. So the stimulus, it's an entrapment. If you take in money, you have to give something else. And what you're giving away is freedom. That's what's happening. The more you take, the less freedom you have. You can't have both. You can't have both. You can't take their money and then still keep your freedom. It can't be, you have to choose one or the other. Free stuff, freedom. That's how I look at this situation. And that's the real stimulus package update. That's what people are not telling you. It's hard to say that. It's really hard to take the stance where you don't believe in the stimulus packages because the money has been sucked away. You don't really get what you're supposed to get. And the people who are writing these checks don't know how to balance a checkbook. The people who are writing these stimulus checks, they don't know how to balance a checkbook. And worse, they don't know how to balance a checkbook that's your account as a citizen. Scary, scary times. And what I'm saying here, it doesn't change anything. The stimulus package is almost 100% likely going to go through. So when you get this stimulus package, understand the things that I'm saying here. Take this money and understand that you're playing in a game of hot potato because the currency that this money is valued in has been heavily diluted. So use this time where we're all suffering. When everything got shut down, I built this set so I could start making videos and start producing content here on YouTube. That was one of the ideas that I had. I hope that when you have this downtime right now, when we're all struggling together, I hope that you use this time to think of a business idea. Go, you know what? I've always wanted to do this. And I think, you know what? With everything going on, I'm going to finally take the plunge. I'm going to go for it. And I promise you, if you have a good idea, the money's out there. You'll be able to find the money. Come up with the good idea first and then go for it. Whatever it might be. You might not have enough money to buy a Bitcoin. You might not have enough money to buy silver and gold right now and do all the different things that I talk about. But you might have a great business idea. And I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. That is how you prosper right now. Not taking money from the government that we're going to have to pay in the future. There's a hidden tax on this. You give away your freedom for every dollar you take in. And it's a hard video for me to do. And I hope that I at least make a little bit of sense, but it's just seeing video after video after video. When I see Americans struggling and I see video after video of these YouTubers going, stimulus package update, stimulus package update, stimulus package update. It's like, when are you just going to tell them the truth? This isn't going to solve our problems. It's going to put that Band-Aid on, and it's not a strong enough Band-Aid. And it's just really hard to see it. It's really hard to see it. The way we prosper together is by taking care of our neighbor. Take care of each other. If you see somebody struggling as another American and you can help them, Do something to help them, you know? Band together. That's what we're supposed to do. You know, we're not supposed to look to the government to help us because they're not doing a great job at it. We're supposed to look to our neighbors. That's what we're supposed to do, and help each other. And my way of helping is by at least giving this information out there, telling you that, hey, these dollars are diluted. Our currency has been diluted. And there are big needles coming for this balloon of fiat currency that we've created here in the US. You know, this is a recent test trial by Richard Nixon. You know, it started in 1971, 50 years later. It's still a test trial. This is crazy what's going on here. How do we get out of it? We build our own businesses. We rebuild. That's how we get out of this. We don't get out of this by taking their money. I don't see it as a solution. It's something that's temporary, and it's something that's going to hurt us in the future. That being said, it's going to happen. We're going to get the stimulus money. So whatever I say right now, it doesn't change anything. The only reason I'm making this video is to warn you that to not sit on money. Don't sit on not money, just rather US dollars. Don't sit on cash, because this cash is getting burned on the other end of it. And you might not see the flames yet, but it's burning, I promise you. That's the video. Again, it's hard for me to say this one because I know that I'm probably going to get a lot of pullback because there are people that really need this money right now, and I really do sympathize with you. I'm not trying to make this video as something to say that I don't care. I do care a lot, and that's why I'm making the video, because I want to give you that extra push to form that online company, to do whatever it is that if you have a clothing company idea, you want to make the next best iPhone case, you want to do something that's been on your mind, and maybe you needed to hear somebody or get that extra push to do it. That's what's going to solve our problems. That's what's going to solve your problems by building your own company, by doing whatever it is that's in the back of your mind. And there's always something there. There's something there in the back of everybody's mind, some sort of idea that they've wanted to do. That's what you got to do to get you out of this hole. Whatever it takes, do whatever it takes. But it's sad to see that everybody is pushing these videos on the stimulus package, when realistically it's not telling people the truth, that it's a way that we get entrapped as citizens. That's the video. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. See you at the next one. Signing out.